Hello friends, in this video I will discuss how to create a nice bar chart in R or R Studio using ggplot2. The overall process involves several steps and I will discuss stepwise. So let's begin. For demonstration, we collect the 2019 nominal GDP estimates by International Monetary Fund and tabulate the data for 10 largest economies into an Excel file gdp.xlsx. Here you can see the row and columns of the Excel sheet. I hope everyone is pretty familiar with a dataset like this. Next, we want to load the data into R from the Excel file. For that, we use the following code. Let's see step by step. To read the Excel file, we use the function read_xl, which is available in the package readxl. So first, we install this package and call into R using the command library. Once we run the second line, the data is read into a table gdp.top. A table is a modern version of data frame. We are not going into the discussion about a table, we just need two vectors, namely the names of the countries and the corresponding GDP estimates. In the third and fourth lines, we extract them from gdp.top and store them into the vectors country and GDP respectively. The GDP estimates are in million US dollars. And so first we convert them into trillion US dollars through dividing the estimates by 10 power 6. Okay, once we run the code, the vectors country and GDP are ready to use. We want to create a bar chart where we plot the names of the countries along the x-axis and GDP estimates along the y-axis. Before we move to create the ggplots, first we need the package ggplot2. So we need to install it and call it into R or R Studio. For this, we use the commands install.packages and library similar to the package readr. Now we are ready to create the ggplot. So in the console window, type ggplot a blank bracket plus geom bar within aesthetics x equals to country and y equals to GDP. Outside aesthetics, we set stat equals to identity within quotes. The default is stat equals to count. When we have a numeric data and corresponding different factor levels, the frequencies of the factor levels are plotted. But here, corresponding to each country, we have only one value, and thus we need to set stat equals to identity. Now press enter. Okay, you get your first bar chart. You can see that the ordering is just based on the alphabetical order of the country names. It would look nicer if we had shuffled the x-axis in the order of GDP from high to low. To do that, we replace the argument x equals to country by x equals to reorder country, minus GDP. A positive sign would mean the right end of the x-axis would correspond to the highest GDP. But we want the reverse order and thus the negative sign before GDP. Now press enter. Okay, you get your second bar chart. You can see that the x-axis has shuffled in the order of GDP from high to low. Next, you might be interested to add a title, say largest economies in 2019 according to IMF. Also, you might want to place the title at the center. To do that, add two lines. First line is GG title largest economies 2019, IMF within quotes. This adds the title. The default position of the title is left aligned. So you might want to place the title at the center. To do that, add the line theme plot.title equals to element text age just equals to 0.5. Now press enter. Okay, you get your third bar chart. You can see that the figure title is created now and also it is at the top center. Next, note that the axis titles and the plot title are quite small. To enlarge them, add the line theme axis.text equals to element text size equals to 20. This increases the font of the axis.text equals to element text size equals to 20. This increases the font of the axis titles, and plot.title equals to element text size equals to 20. This increases the font of the plot title. If you don't need one or two of them, you can remove those lines. The larger the size you want, you need to fix a larger number. So choose a number accordingly. Now press enter. Okay, you get your fourth bar chart with enlarged axis titles and plot title. Unfortunately, you can see that some of the country names have overlapped on each other. One option is to verticalize the country names, that is the x-axis. To do that, add the line theme axis.text.x equals to element text angle equals to 90, h just equals to 1. The argument angle indicates the angle we want to rotate in the anticlockwise direction with respect to the west to east direction, and thus we set it to 90. And h just equals to 1 assures that the country names are right aligned, that is, the last letters touch the x-axis, otherwise it wouldn't look nice. Now press enter. Okay, you get your fifth bar chart with verticalized country names. Next, you can see that the axis titles are just the names of the arguments within the aesthetics of the function geombar. For making this figure a presentation quality one, let's make some changes. The x-axis label is not necessary, and so you might want to remove it and change the y-axis label to say GDP in trillion USD. To do that, add the line xlab a blank quote plus ylab GDP in trillion USD within quotes. Now press enter. Okay, you get your sixth bar chart. You can see that the axis titles have changed. You might consider this bar chart for your publication. In that case, you can skip the following steps. Note that the verticalized country names are often difficult to read easily. I mean, you have to bend your neck. Most of the successful videos in YouTube on racing bar charts are horizontal bar charts. One reason is long names that would overlap with each other if the names are plotted on the x-axis. And the developers don't want to verticalize, which they also consider to be difficult to read. To fix this, let's rotate the bar chart to make the bars horizontal instead of vertical. That is flipping the axis. For that, add the line quad_flip a blank bracket. Now press enter. Okay, you get your seventh bar chart. You can see that the axes have flipped. Unfortunately, two things happened. Because we wanted the high to low order along the x-axis, now we have high to low order along the y-axis. But in most cases, we want low to high order for the horizontal bar charts. Another thing is that the numbers on the x-axis have rotated because of our previous rotation related argument. To fix this, let's remove the minus sign before GDP for the argument x within the aesthetics of the function geombar, and also remove the line added for verticalizing the country names. Now press enter. Okay, you get your 8th bar chart. You can see that the bars are in nice ordering now. Many of you might consider this bar chart for your publication. In that case, you can skip the following steps. Next, you might want to fill the bars with a single color, say blue. To do that, add fill equals to blue within quotes inside geom bar but outside aesthetics. Now press enter. Okay, you get your 9th bar chart. You can see that the bars are blue now. You could similarly use any other color of your choice. Next, you might also want to fill the bars with a varying range of colors according to the order of GDP. Here we illustrate with a case where you want blue for the low values and red for the high values. To do that, add fill equals to GDP inside the aesthetics of the geom bar. Remember that last time you set the fill argument outside the aesthetics when you wanted just a single color. Also, because we want the colors blue through red, we add the line scale fill gradient low equals to blue, high equals to red. You can try with other colors too. Now press enter. Okay, you get your 10th bar chart. You might think that the figure looks much nicer than earlier. Because we already have a scale for the values, that is the x-axis, we don't need the extra legend. So let's just remove the legend. To do that, add show.legend equals to false inside geom bar but outside aesthetics. Now press enter. Okay, you get your final bar chart. You might consider this to be a nice bar chart for your presentation. If you still want some other features, let us know in the comments or by email. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel and press on the bell icon for more updates.